Hello and welcome to the second tutorial in this exterior house building tutorial. We're going to continue to build this house here, and after we finish building it we're going to add lighting and objects to the scene so that we get a final photorealistic rendering. Okay, in the first tutorial we'll learn how to create a basement level, which is this one. This one here. And today we're going to learn how to create using the same technique, so if you haven't watched the first tutorial I highly recommend it, to create this first level. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to make sure by right clicking on the 3 and the magnet here that I have a vertex V'd here. This is a grid and snap toggle. This means that I can snap two places on my plan, which I imported from AutoCAD. Alright, so now that I can snap, I'm going to go over the exterior wall lines. So 1, 2, I'm going to make sure to click on every connection with a door or window. And the explanation to why that is in the first tutorial. So clicking on the connections here. I'm connecting lines only aligned to the walls of the exterior of the house. All the things that will come later, like this one here for the planting, is going to come later. Right now I'm just going to create the exterior walls of this floor. So I'm going to continue and I'm going to close spline. Now we have a line here which represents the exterior walls of our house. I'm going to right click, convert to editable poly, and now we have this editable poly object which represents sort of the floor. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to unsnap this, so I don't need to use snap anymore for now. I'm going to select the border of this polygonal object and I'm going to go to the front viewport and I'm going to shift move on the y-axis to rise the walls up. So I still don't know the measurements, the exact measurements, the height of the windows and the doors, so I'm going to randomly just take them up. This is the base of our window. Shift on the z-axis, this is the high point of our windows and doors, and again shift drag up, this is our ceiling here. So I created two lines that represents the bottom part of the window, the top part of the window and the ceiling. And now I'm going to go to the top viewport and check the real measurements. So this is our floor here. This one. Second, this one is our floor. Now from the floor to the bottom part of our window, which is here, we have 103 centimeters height. From the bottom part of our window to the top part of our window we have 125. So 103 and 125. I'm going to go to the front viewport, create a box 103 centimeters high. Then I'm going to shift copy this box and give it a height of 125. I may change the dimensions in length. That's because I built this box in the top viewport. So in the top viewport the length is actually the height. When I go to the front viewport and I change this diameter, it changes the height in the front viewport. So just check which one of these represents the height in the front viewport and change that one. So now we have 125 centimeters and 104. I'm going to click the snap and move this point here to the bottom of our plan. And same thing here, I'm going to move it to this point. That's because the bottom part of our window is 103 centimeters and the window itself is 125 centimeters. So now I know the places of this line and this line. I'm going to move them. Bottom part of our windows I'm going to take up in a y-axis and snap it to this point here of the box, the 104 box. Now I'm going to choose all the vertices in this line, the top of the window, and snap it here on the top of this 125 centimeters box. Okay, so now if I go to perspective, I can see that the heights are right of the windows at least. Now I'm going to go to the top viewport and see in our forward representation of the building if we have other heights here. So the height of the beginning of the second floor is the height that I'm going to give the ceiling. You will understand in a second why. Now, the height of this place is, I'm going to draw a box using the snap toggle from here to here. So from the floor of this floor, from the floor of this level to the floor of this level, we have 332.5 centimeters. Okay, let's give this value to everything. 332.5, 332.5. And this is the height of my ceiling in the plan. So I'm going to go to the front viewport. Now, because I gave all the dimensions the same height or length, the box is in every viewport, in front, in left, in top, it will be always 332.5. So now I can use it as a reference. I'm going to take it here. It's in 0. And now I know that our ceiling vertices go here. That's fine. Okay, so now I have a first floor. I have the bottom height, let's give it a black outline color, and a material, sorry, let's change the mode to compound material mode, and the same material as this basement level. So I'm going to give it base material. And now you can see that outline lines are black, as represented here, and the material itself is gray, as represented here. So this is, in my opinion, the best way to view the plan and to know where the lines go, because gray and black are very, the bright gray and black are very contrasted, and so you can see clearly the lines. Okay, so now we have the height of the windows and the doors and the ceiling. Let's just check from all directions that it's the same height. I'm just going to take a line with the snap on and take it from here to here. If it's a straight line, it's the same height. So now I'm going to take this line, this line here. Again, same height, same line, that's fine. And that's okay. Now we need to check if the height of this angle and this angle, windows and doors, are the same height as this one. So I'm going to check this by using boxes. I'm going to create a box here from this point to the bottom point here, and again from this point to the top point here. And now I can take these boxes and snap them to the floor here. So I'm going to move this point to this point in the floor, and I can see that the top of the window is exactly aligned and the bottom of the window is also exactly aligned to the windows here, which is logical. Now I'm going to take these boxes and just move them on the x-axis and see if the top part of the window aligns to the top part of this door, which it does. So all the heights of the openings in the first floor are exactly the same, and we don't need to change anything. I'm going to delete these helper boxes. I'm going to go to the perspective viewport, and I'm going to go back here. So these lines represent all the windows and the openings and everything. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this polygon down here, because I'm going to create an interior representation of this floor. So I'm going to delete it. And now I'm going to create the openings. So if I hit F3, I can see transparent here. So I'm going to click on this window. First of all, I'm going to select everything, and as you can see that the polygons are facing inwards. The outwards polygons are the back side, because they are grayer. I need to change this, so I'm going to select all the polygons in what we created, and I'm going to click flip. That's fine. Now the front side of the polygon is facing outwards, what we need. So now I'm going to create the windows. I'm going to select this one here. I'm not going to select while the select and move tool is selected, because I can by accident just move it and I don't want that. So I'm going to select object only. I'm going to click on this, control click on this window. I'm essentially going to find all the windows. This one. We have an exit here, so it's from the floor to this height, and again here. There's a window here, as you can see, a window here, another one here, and we have doors. One, we have a window here, and another door here. Okay, after we selected everything, I'm going to F3 click to see it not transparent. I'm going to go to the top viewport. Let's find our plan. It's here, and I'm going to extrude them. You can see they extruded outwards. I need to extrude them back inside. I'm going to extrude them something like 20 minus 22. That's exactly right. So the wall thickness here is 22 centimeters, which is great. And I'm going to hit OK. So this is extruded inwards. Everything is extruded perfectly. Right. Now I'm going to go to the perspective viewport, and with all these polygons selected, I'm going to hit delete. Now when I deleted the polygons of the windows, we have holes or openings that represents the windows and the doors. That is great. Next step, we're going to build the interior of this floor, because if you place windows here, you would like to see something like walls inside, or something that makes the visualization a little bit more realistic. The lighting will fall more realistically, so I don't need to make it 100% because we're creating an exterior visualization, but I do need to create some kind of a wall system inside. So in order to create this, I'm going to go to the top viewport and do the same thing I did for the outer walls. I'm going to hit line. First of all, I'm going to select this line 001 which we created, which is the exterior walls, and I'm going to call it ext walls. One second. Ext. What is going on? Sorry. Ext walls level 1. Alright, now I'm going to hide it, hide selection, and I'm going to go over the interior lines just as I went over the exterior lines. So let's go do that. Line, make sure the snap toggle is on, and let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just disconnected for some reason. 1 second, I'm going to delete it and start over. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and here, 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 here. That is the kitchen. Just hit on all openings. We don't need the interior of the rooms because we can't see them, but because there's a window here we could, so I'm just going to go through the doors and continue like this. So I'm not gonna pay attention to the doors, just going to go through. There's a window here. 1, 2, 3. Just go over all the interior lines of this apartment. Something like an elevator over here, but we're not going to mind it. Let's continue. Here, here, and again here. And close the line where we started. Close spline, yes. Now, we have a line here. I'm going to right click, convert to editable poly. So now we have the interior floor of this level. What I can do is I can just mirror this to this side, because these two apartments are exactly the same, so I don't need to create it again. I'm going to mirror it to the bottom part here. So I'm going to shift move to create a copy of this. Copy. Now we have two floors, and I need to mirror it so it will be mirrored like the apartment. So I'm going to add a mirror modifier, like so. It mirrored to the right. We need to mirror down, so I think it's on the y-axis. As you can see, I'm right. I'm going to deselect the snap toggle tool and move it down. Let's go inside. I'm going to select it again and move this point here. So let's see that it is fine and everything is aligned correctly. Sometimes it helps when I hit F3 to see it transparent. Everything is almost aligned correctly, but I think that it is fine. Okay, so now I'm going to select this interior. I'm going to call it interior. And I'm going to attach this one. So now both polygons are the same editable poly. Now, same thing as I did with the exterior walls. By the way, let's right click, unhide all, and just bring them back. I'm going to select the interior, and I'm going to select all the border of the interior and just take them up, shift drag on up axis to this point, the bottom point of the window, and shift drag up to this point, the top point of the window, and shift drag up to the ceiling level. So that is fine. What I want to do now is I want to hide the plan and just see. I'm going to select the interior, select the vertices. Just see that the vertices are aligned correctly with the windows because we did a mirror here. They for sure will align here because this line was created using the same plan, but once we mirrored, there might be some movements in the window, so I need to check that it is aligned correctly, which it is. Yes, the windows are aligned correctly, everything is as it should be. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, F3 to see it's not transparent, I'm going to delete the polygons inside the window, so F2 to see the polygon. So now I'm going to delete, one second, sorry, I deleted the floor. I'm going to delete this polygon, this one, these two, and let's go on. We have a door here, so I'm going to delete 1, 2, delete this one, these two, and this window here, 2, 3, this door here. Alright, so now we have our interior of the floor and our exterior of the floor, interior level 1, let's call this, and this one is, sorry, let's unselect this, select the exterior walls level 1, and this is interior level 1, which is fine. Let's unhide everything to see the plan. I'm going to give it outline black and a material of gray for now. Okay, so now let's go to the top viewport and see our plan here. Our ceiling, the exterior ceiling, was until this point, until the first point where the second floor starts. Our interior ceiling is here at this point, so it needs to be lower. I'm going to create a box to see how lower it needs to be from this point to this point. It needs to be 37 centimeters, okay. 37 centimeters lower than the exterior walls. Now I'm going to go to the front viewport. This is our first floor. I'm going to create a box, 37 here on the height. And I'm going to move it on the y-axis to the top of the exterior wall. Now I'm going to select interior level 1. If you selected for some reason the exterior walls by accident, just try clicking it again until you see interior level 1. Now I'm going to take all the vertices from this ceiling and I'm going to take them down 37 centimeters. Now I'm going to delete it and let's see what we have here. So now we have the exterior walls that go up until the second floor and the interior walls that go up until the ceiling of the first level. Now I'm going to select the borders here and control select them here and tap cap, which will cap and essentially create a ceiling for this level. I'm going to select all the polygons and see that they're facing the right direction. They need to be inside, so the front part of the polygons needs to be inside and the back part needs to be outside, because this is the interior plan. And everything is aligned correctly. Now after I created this, I can place it on top of the basement level. So in order to do this, I'm going to take one, control click this, both the interior and exterior. I'm going to go to the front viewport and using the snap tool, I'm going to move it on the y-axis, take this point, the lowest point here, and align it to the highest point of the basement. And now in the top viewport, I'm going to take it on the x-axis, actually on the y and x-axis. I'm going to move it, and now I'm going to take this point down here and place it exactly at the same point as this one. So now if we see it in perspective viewport, you can see that the basement is exactly beneath our first floor. So we have a basement floor and we have a first floor here. We have some holes here, some problems which we're going to fix. Something is not aligned 100%. We're going to fix that. Don't worry. Let's hide the plan for a second and let's see what's not aligned. So the exterior wall here is aligned. This one, this bulge here, is not exactly aligned. There's something like 0.5 centimeters off. So I'm going to fix this. I'm just going to take these vertices and take them on the y-axis so that they will fit this wall here. Everything else seems fine. We have the same problem here, so I'm going to select these and take them in. And everything seems in order. So now if I look at this house, these two levels from the exterior viewpoint, I can see that they fit exactly on top of each other. Now there are still holes here where the entrance is, but that's because we're going to create steps here and a floor that will represent the exterior. If I unhide the plan, you can see that there's a little like step. I'm sorry, here. There's a little step here in the entrance which I will add now. So I'm going to, in order to add this step, I'm going to take this exterior walls. I'm going to select one edge, and then select another, control select another. So those two are selected. I'm going to hit bridge. Now this bridged the gap between these two edges by adding a polygon in the center here. This polygon essentially works like a ceiling for the basement level and a floor for the entrance to the house. I'm going to create the same thing here. Going to one, two edges and bridge them, and now we have a ceiling and everything is closed and clean. So we have a basement level and the first floor. In the next tutorial we're going to create this second floor here. If I see it in the front viewport, we created this one and the basement. Then the next tutorial we're going to create this floor here and add a ceiling and these lines and bulges that go out from like decoration from the villa itself. So join me in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching as always, and thank you.